Because based on what you want to do, you have to understand this. What do I need to accomplish my goals, my dreams? Do I want to buy a house? Do I want to buy an investment property? Do I want to buy a car? Do I want to start a business? Do I want to pay off debt? All of those things literally can help you from building your credit. So if that is the case, then I want you guys to understand this, what I'm going to give you tonight is going to help you. Okay, YouTube, y'all say y'all can't hear me. Can y'all hear me now? I hope y'all can because I don't know how long I've been talking. 13 minutes. Okay. Well, I apologize for that, guys. So one of the things I want to talk about, like I said, if you don't have a 3-in-1 credit report, you need to get one. So again, if you if you click the link in my bio, there is a link in there to get the 3-in-1 if you don't have it. But get your 3-in-1. And now we're going to go through real briefly what you need to look at to evaluate your credit. And then we're going to talk about the requirements that lenders are going to be looking for when it comes to your credit and getting you pre-approved for your home. So by show of hands, okay, can y'all comment and tell me, how long have you been renting? Or even a better question, how long have you been telling yourself you want to buy a house? All right, TikTok. How long have you guys been telling yourself you want to buy a house? 18 years. Oh my gosh. That's a long time. Wow. Okay, 3 years, 1 year, 5 years. Okay. So the longest so far is 18. Oh my God, 18 years. Oh, that's a long time. Ooh, that is a mortgage. Okay. So the reason I said that, and I'm going to put that on the back burner and I'm going to come back to that at the end because I'm going to show you the power of having good credit. So I've seen 18 years, 24 years. Oh my gosh. I can't. Yeah, I got to get y'all. I got to get y'all in position. Okay, so I'm going to come back to that. So I need y'all to see that. 18 years, 24 years. I see 5 years on TikTok. So I'm going to come back to that and I'm going to show you guys how much money you left on the table. So we got the 3-in-1 credit report, okay? Again, if you don't have a copy, click the link in the bio. You can get your copy there. For those of you that are on YouTube, I think you may have to go back to the Facebook group to get your copy, but no worries. But here's the deal. So on this report, you have 3 major areas that your lenders are going to be looking at. At the top of your report, when you get your report and print it out, because you want to print these out, guys, do not get these reports and just try to look at it from your computer. You want to print it out because you're going to go and mark this report up, okay? I'm going to literally show you guys how to clean up your credit report. So I'm going to need you to print it out and we're going to mark it up. So the first thing you're going to see is your personal information at the top of your report. You want to go through your personal information and make sure you have one name, one address, and one employer. Some of these reports that I've been looking at, they have multiple variations of your name. You have, addresses from the last 20 years. And I'm like, oh my God, that is like a red flag. The reason why your personal information on your credit report is important, guys, because it shows stability. You do not want to go in front of these banks looking unstable. Now, I know we're talking about a house, but you guys got to remember, and I'm going to keep saying this till y'all get it. Yes, you want to buy a house, but this whole process, this is way bigger than a house. We're going through this process to literally change every area of your life. So again, whether you buying a house, you buying a car, you starting a business, you're getting business funding, whatever it is, you want whomever, when they look at your credit report, you want them to see that you are stable. So go through your report, and if you have multiple variations of your name, you need to go and highlight it. So if you don't have a highlighter, go get your highlighter, okay? Because what you're going to do, you're going to mark up whatever needs to be removed. So if you have different variations of your name, you highlight it. If your name is spelled incorrectly, then of course you can highlight it and then write above it what it should be. But at the end of the day, you should have one variation of your name, and it should be close to what you have on your ID. Now, some of you may not use your middle name or your middle initial, then that's fine. But however you like your name to be written or how you sign your name, then that's what you want to have listed on your credit report, okay? The second area, in the personal area you want to have, is your address. If you know you have multiple addresses, you literally need to get those removed ASAP, because you want to make sure when someone looks at your credit report or a lender looks at your credit report, they can find you. Because if you have all these addresses, a lot of times they're going to be a little suspicious and be like, I don't know. This person moves around a lot. So wherever you currently live, whatever is on your ID, that's what you want on your credit report. And the reason why that is important, guys, because when you start working on cleaning up your credit, you remember you got to send in a copy of your ID. So you want everything to match. Same thing when you buy a house. You want everything to match. The third area on your personal area, under your personal area of your credit report is your employment. So for those of you who have multiple jobs, whatever or whomever is your current employer, that's what you want to have listed on your credit report. For those of you who may be business owners and you now work full-time in your business, then have all those other employers removed and you just list your business, okay? Your business name is now your new employer. Now, we got the personal area. Let's go to the second area. The second area is going to be a list of all of your accounts. Now, this area is the most important. This is the area I see a lot of people ignore. They look over it. In this area, guys, it's going to show all of your accounts, but it's also going to show your payment history. That's the game changer. So when you go through your report, remember I said, get your highlighter, because what you're going to be looking for is this. You need to go line by line. This is why I said you need a 3-in-1 report, because with a 3-in-1 report, it won't take you long. If you have to go through each individual report, I promise you it's going to probably take you a good hour, especially if you have credit for the last 20, 30 years and you have probably 50, 60, if not 100 pages of accounts. So this is why a 3-in-1 report is going to be a game changer for you. So what you're going to do is go line by line and look at each account. If the account has any of the above, you're going to highlight the actual account name or the creditor. So for example, if you have American Express and you had a late payment, then you're just going to highlight American Express so you know you're going to come back to that account and now address that account and whatever the negative is reporting on that account. So what you're going to do, guys, so again, once you go down this list and you highlight all the accounts that need to be highlighted, you're going to make a note of the accounts that have the following. If you have late payments, collections, charge-offs, repossession, evictions or judgment or lien, any of those applies. And if you have a bankruptcy, and the last one most people don't think is considered negative, but it really is because it affects your score, is high utilization. So if you have credit cards that have high balances, those are considered negative. And every account that I just named is the reason why you have the credit scores that you have. So what you're going to do is go through and highlight each and every one of those accounts, because what's going to happen, we're going to come back and make a list of all those negative accounts, because those negative accounts is what you're going to use to now create your dispute letters. The third area on your report is going to be all your inquiries. How many inquiries do you have listed? Based on the inquiries that you have listed, you want to make sure you only focus on the inquiries that you do not have an open and active account for. So let's say, for example, you apply for American Express, you got approved for American Express. Now you have an inquiry for American Express. You are not going to dispute the American Express, because what will end up happening when they go to reach out to American Express, and now because you're disputing it, now they may close your account because now it would be considered fraud. So only remove the inquiries that you do not have an open and active account for. So let me rephrase what I just went over. On your 3-in-1 credit report, you're going to look at 3 areas on your credit report: your personal area, your area with all of your accounts, and the area with your inquiries. Once you go through and identify those accounts that need to be addressed, what I want you to do is, for your inquiries and for your personal, you can literally just call the bureaus over the phone, okay, and have them update your personal information, and you can ask them to remove your inquiries. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, most of the bureaus is going to tell you you need to reach out to the actual lender or bank that pulled your credit. When they tell you this, just tell them you want to speak to the fraud department, okay? Because if you're not going to help me, I need to speak to somebody. Now, of course, y'all know it's a little white lie, but, that's the only way we're going to get it removed. But technically, guys, by law, they are not supposed to have those on your credit report if you tell them you don't want them to be shown. But because they don't want to remove them and you don't know the actual verbiage or the law to tell them, guess what? It's going to stay there. But one of the things I'll do when we finish with these videos is I'll actually post in the comment, and now TikTok, I don't know if I can post it on yours, but I know on YouTube, I'll actually post it, the number for the bureaus, and I'll actually post the actual code or the law that they need to remove your information that you do not give them consent to have, okay? And that would be one of the quickest ways to get the information removed. Now, when it comes to getting pre-approval ready, let's talk about this, okay? So when it comes to getting pre-approval ready, remember the 3 areas we just went over. That's what the lenders are going to look at. Are you stable? How many negative accounts do you have reporting on your credit report? Do you have a lot of inquiries? So we're going to start from the very top. And the very top, guys, is really your scores, okay? But your scores is going to be based on what is in your accounts, what negatives are reporting. This is why I told you to get your highlighter, because that's what you're going to work on. But what I'm about to give you, based on you working on your credit, now I want to create my own checklist to make sure, okay, I got all these areas taken care of. Because if you have all these areas taken care of, okay, now you may be in a position to go and get pre-approved. So the number one area that banks are going to be looking at when it comes to getting you pre-approved is your credit score. Yes, they see your accounts, but the first thing they're going to see too are your credit scores. Does anybody know which credit score they look at? Does anybody know the name of the credit score that they look at? Is it your high score? Is it your middle score? Or is it your average of the score? Those are your 3 choices. Is it your high score? Is it your middle score? Or is it your average of the score? I'm taking y'all to school. Y'all better pay attention. Because see, when y'all go in front of a loan officer and they try to give y'all some okie doke, and you come up in there and be like, okay, I know my stuff. Now they already know. They better be on their P's and Q's, because they're not messing with just anybody. You coming in front of them now you know how to tell them how to do their job. They will not screw you over because you've been educated. Because they're gonna ask you, well, how you know all this? Shit, girl, I follow Marcia Smith. She don't play. She give us the real deal. She said, I'm so cold right now, I could probably be a loan officer. And if you don't do right, I may have to take your job. I would love to see the expression on their face when you say that. All right, y'all. So which one is it? Your high score, your middle score, or the average score? Which score will the lenders look at? And the reason this is important because once you've cleaned up your credit and you've gone and get your updated credit report and you look at your scores, you will know which score is going to be the most important. TikTok, I see average score, I see FICO score, I see experience score. No, those ain't the three I gave you. What are the three? Somebody said average. No, it ain't the average score. All right. It's Sheena. She got it right. It's the middle score. And Teresa, you got middle score. You're so funny. So that's correct, guys. It's your middle score. So let me explain to you what that middle score is. So you have 3 scores. For those of you who didn't know, remember y'all looking on Credit Karma. Credit Karma has 2 scores, TransUnion and Equifax. You're missing a score. That's why I said don't depend on Credit Karma because they're not giving you the full picture. You have 3 credit scores. And out of those 3 credit scores, which one is the second highest? Out of 3 credit scores, which one is the second highest? They call that your middle score. And based on your middle score, and it needs to be at least a 640 and higher. I will say this. There are some lenders, if you're doing VA, you can go down to 620. There are some lenders who will get you pre-approved with a 580. Let me be the first to tell you, if you have a 580 credit score and you try to buy a home, I'm telling you right now, don't come for me, but I'm telling you with everything that's in me, you are doing yourself a disservice, okay? You do not want to buy a house with a 580 credit score. Just because you can get it, that is not going to work in your best favor. You're going to get a higher interest rate, okay? And you're going to have to jump through some major hoops. So if you know you want to buy a house, your scores need to be a minimum of 640. Now, ideally, depending upon how much time you have, let me say this again. I'm probably going to say it 3 times, but I highly recommend you get your scores in the 700s. Remember, I told you guys, this is not just about buying a house. You are trying to set yourself up to change your entire life. And if you just barely get in the house with a 580 credit scores, when you get into that house, trust and believe, you can't do nothing else. Because y'all know when y'all get these new houses, y'all want to go buy furniture. You want to go do all this stuff. And if you do get approved with a 580, imagine what them rates going to look like. So now you bought a house with a high interest rate. Now you went and got some furniture with a high interest rate. You just got yourself in a whole bunch of debt. Opposed to you being still, working the process that I'm teaching you tonight, get your scores in the 700s. Okay, you closed on your house with a really nice rate, but because your scores are in the 700s, why can't you go to American Express and get you a credit card, maybe $10,000, $15,000, 0% interest? And I'm not telling you to go get a credit card and get in debt, because if you continue to watch these videos each week, I am going to talk to you about how to leverage your credit to build wealth. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is this: don't just go jump into a credit card or go jump into a house because you can. Your minimum goal is to be at least a 640. But if you can get into the 700s, I'm telling you, it is literally going to change your entire life when it comes to buying a home and being in position to do other things once you get into your home, because it will serve you no purpose. Okay, then I hate this, and I know that's a hard word, but I'm just being honest. I hate this when some people just get into a house and you can't even go buy no blinds. You go to Home Depot to get them paper blinds to put up at your windows because you can't afford no blinds. You done spent all your money to get into the house, because even at a 580, you can't even get down payment assistance. Did y'all know that? Comment in the chat. Did you know that? There's millions of dollars out there to buy a house, to get into a house, cover your closing costs, cover your down payment. But you can't get down payment assistance with a 580. So again, this is the kind of stuff I'm trying to teach you guys, because y'all need to know this. So if you can get your scores over that 640 threshold, now that's what the lenders are looking at, your middle score, which is the second highest of the three. The next thing they're looking at is collections, charge-offs, any of your other negatives. So did you all know, and again, y'all know y'all in school, so I'm going to ask y'all some questions. I'm going to need y'all to interact with me. Did you all know you can buy a house with collections? Did anybody know that? Did you know you can buy a home with collections? So when it comes to collections, guess what they do? They will allow you to have up to $2,000 in collections, no problem. Once you go over that $2,000 threshold, now they look at your total balance. So if you have $10,000 in collections, they'll take 5% and add it to your debt to income. So this is why it's important, guys, to get the collections removed so you don't even have that issue. Because there are people who have, 10, 20, 30, maybe 40,000 in collections. Imagine taking 5% of that. That's a big number. That literally could probably make or break whether you even get a house at this point. So again, you can have collections up to $2,000, but once you go over that $2,000 number, now they're going to take and calculate 5%. Same thing with student loans. If you have student loans, but your student loans are in a non-repayment status, guess what they do? They take 0.5% of your balance. So if you have $100,000, you owe $100,000 in student loans. Let's see what that number looks like. Times 0.5%. That's $500. So for some people, you won't be getting a house. But did you know, and I'm not going to go into it tonight, but did you know you can get your student loans deleted from your credit report? Did you know you can get collections deleted from your credit report? Did y'all know this? And I'm not talking about just disputing. I'm talking about going directly to the source, the collection agency, the banks. Did y'all know that? This is the stuff that I want to teach you guys. This is stuff y'all need to know. Because see, those of you with collections right now, these collection agencies are coming after you, telling you you owe them money. How I owe you money? I ain't signed up with you. Show me what I signed with you. How do I owe you money? And it's a pity and a shame their collection agencies are cold. They take you to court to sue you for something you don't even know. And because you don't know no better, you fall for the okie doke. I know some of y'all in here, you might not want to hold your hand up about it, but some of y'all done set up payment plans, payment arrangements with these people. You don't owe these folks no money. Like, come on, y'all. You don't do that. So again, collections, late payments, high utilization, Student loans, all that stuff can be deleted. And I promise y'all, you ain't even got to go to the bureau. You can go straight to the source. But again, this is something that I'm going to be teaching, okay? Because I'm saying this now, but y'all know a lot of our stuff gets censored, right? So I'm just trying to be very careful about what I say because I don't want my pages shut down. But a lot of this stuff, y'all don't know because y'all not reading. You have to read. All this stuff really is in black and white. But this is the stuff that I'm going to be talking about in the Home Buying Masterclass, which I'm going to be having on March 16th. So for those of you who have not registered, okay, click the link in the bio. Registration is open. Because one of the things I'm going to be teaching is how to clean your credit. Now, I'm going to say this because me personally, I've been through this and I know the challenges that you guys are dealing with. Remember, I told you that's why I do what I do, because I was once where you were and I had to figure it out. Like literally, I literally had no one to help me. I literally had no one to teach me this. So everything that I'm teaching you guys is from experience. And I know it's a pity and a shame that so many people are in a position right now where they just got to get money. They're not in the educating business. Okay, I'm not going to blame them. But what I want to be able to teach you guys, collections, late payments, charge-offs, them inquiries that, the bureaus may give you the blues on trying to get removed, all of that stuff can be removed. If you have inquiries, typically banks will go back 6 months. So based on the date of the inquiry, if it's less than 6 months, the banks are going to want you to do an LOE, which is called a letter of explanation. But because you guys are listening to me, let me just work on getting the inquiries removed. So I don't have to worry about no LOE, Marcia. So say that for somebody else. I need you guys to understand what I'm giving you. I'm helping you guys to get through the part where it's going to be stressful. Because if you ever heard somebody say they bought a house and, oh, it was so stressful, I can't wait to get this process over with. Just know that means they were not educated. They jumped in the process, and whomever they're working with did not want to take the time to teach them, did not want to take them the time to get them in position to where the process could be seamless. And that's why I created this page so that I can walk you guys through the process. So the lenders are going to look for your middle score. The lenders are going to look at how many inquiries you have within the last 6 months. And the lenders are going to look at your negative accounts. So remember all those negative accounts you highlighted? You want to go and minimize those numbers as least as possible. I will say this. You will not get denied because of high utilization. But high utilization is going to affect you when it comes to your credit scores. So for those of you who may have a 640 now, but you have 4 credit cards that have high utilization, just think, you pay those 4 credit cards down, your scores went up. Just that simple. Those of you right now who feel you have high utilization because you have low scores because of your high utilization, you literally could just pay your cards down and your scores go up. It's literally that easy. But I want to give you guys at least the basics so you understand, okay? Let me get my 3-in-1 report. Let me now go through my report, my personal area, my accounts, my inquiries. Once I've created and marked up my report, now what do I need to now create my checklist so that I can get pre-approval ready? And we know when getting pre-approval ready, you want to make sure your personal area is cleaned up and all the areas that you highlighted for your accounts is very minimal. You want to make sure your collections are less than $2,000 or none at all. And for those of you who may have charge-offs, if you have a charge-off with a balance, I'm telling you right now, you will not get pre-approved. So you need to get that charge-off removed, okay? And here's a pro tip that I'm gonna just leave y'all with, because this is what I'm gonna be talking about at the home buying event, the masterclass. Did y'all know with the charge off that your bank should be paying you for that charge off? Anybody know that? With a charge off account, your bank should be paying you, not you paying the bank. The 16th is only 3 weeks away, but within the three. So let me just say this. The reason why I scheduled the event for March 16th, guys, because at this event is going to be high level. I just sat here and told you, one, okay, that if you got a charge off, your lender should be paying you. But if at this event, I tell you what you need to do, and you got a charge off that you don't know how to get removed, you can't participate in what you can now do because you don't have a charge off. Just like I said, if you want to buy a house, and I told you when you close on your house, you should have $100,000. Well, let's say $50,000 to $100,000 in lines of credit. But at the event, when I talked to you about the process of how to get the 50, how to get the 100,000, but you got a whole boatload of negatives, you got a whole boatload of late payments, you got a boatload of high utilization, you're gonna be in your feelings, be like, oh my God, this is information. I can't participate in any of this. So what I'm doing, I've created a 30-day home buying ready challenge. So I started last week. We have 3 more weeks to go. Each week, and really each day, if you're watching my page, each day I'm giving you step-by-step tips. So come the event, when I start talking about this high-level stuff, you're ready to participate. Because you paid attention, you got in position, because this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get y'all in position, if y'all haven't really figured it out. So for those of you who come in here and you do the work, then you're going to be ready to now execute. Because if I tell you it in probably about 30 days, those of you who doing the gold level, if you're doing a registration for gold, I'm literally giving you all the letters. And these letters have been tested. How about that? I'm getting, oh my God, it's so funny. I personally, and I stutter, guys, because I'm still in awe. But the letters that I've created, I'm getting collections deleted like in 7 days. Where do you do that at? Some of y'all got collections on your credit report that's been on there for years. Do you all have a clue? It's not about what you have, but it's about what you say. And I've put together these letters so cold, guys. I promise you, you guys got to understand these laws. And even though you're going to get the letters, I'm going to actually have a class every month. We're going to do a 90-day. And I say 90 days, probably not going to take you 90 days, but I'm going to just give you 90 days. We're going to have a 90-day strategy session, because I don't want to just give y'all letters. I'm going to teach you so that you now know how to go out and do the same thing for somebody else. For those of you who pay attention, I guarantee you, if you know 10 people and you ask all 10 people that you know, how many of y'all have collections on your credit report? At least 50% of them will say, I do. If you go to them and tell them, oh, I'll charge you, I'm going to just say a number, $50. I'll charge you $50 for every collection you have to get it removed. Did you know you just created a side hustle? Yes, T Breeze, I'm talking about equity and credit. So I'm just saying this. If you guys really leverage, and I do mean leverage, what I am teaching you, some of y'all can go into this home buying process, get your house, and not have to make no mortgage payment. How cool would that be? How cool would it be to have a mortgage? You close on closing day, and because of the strategies that I've taught you, you don't have a mortgage payment. because you created a side hustle that's going to help people because of what you learned, to now you don't have to make a mortgage payment. Come on, somebody. Y'all better pay attention. You got to pay attention. I told you guys, this is not just about you buying a house. Those of you right now who know you need extra money, do me a favor, comment in the chat. How much extra money do you need per month to help you to pay your bills a month in advance, to save at least $250 to $500 per month, to save for you to at least put $100, $200 away per month for you to go on vacation? And for those of you who have children, how much money would you need to start saving so that they have a college fund and not have to go to college and depend on student loan debt? How much money, how much extra would you need per month to make that happen? $4,000, $5,000, $8,000. So I'm gonna take that $5,000 number because that's about a good average number. But I'm gonna be honest with you, even though I'm taking that $5,000 number, I need y'all to get y'all brains programmed for $10,000. So let's say, because what I'm gonna show y'all, this is gonna be like the speedy way to get people's credit report clean. So let's say you charge, I'm gonna just say $300 to help a person clean off their credit report. So if we divide 300 by 5,000, that's literally like 17 people. I guarantee you right now, each and every one of you can go on your social media page and tell them, I'll clean your report in 30 days. How many people will start chiming in? And I would do them a freebie so that you can test it, you can test your services. I would say, send me your report and send me one account and let me see how fast I can get that account removed. You tell them 30 days. Don't tell them 7 days. If you tell them 7 days and it don't take 7 days, they're going to give you the blues. But tell them in 30 days, I can get your report clean. And tell them, send me your report. I'm going to pick one account. And when I get this account removed, I'm going to show you my work. And by you doing that, okay, now I'm saying $300. You can charge $500. You charge $500, then guess what? You only got to do 10. But once you perfect this process, absolutely increase your price because your time is money. Y'all know how many people out here doing credit repair right now? Taking 6 months to a year to get people's credit repaired and still don't get it done. We ain't gonna talk about that, but that's a whole nother story. So what I'm saying is this: if you learn this process, you just basically created you a side hustle. So for those of you who are tired of working your 9-to-5 job, get this going. And once you exceed what you make on your job, why don't you do this full time? I'm just saying. I'm just throwing out ideas out here. I'm telling you guys this because, again, I don't want you guys to get so stuck on, I want to buy a house. But how can I leverage this opportunity to change my life? Now, I just gave y'all a whole bag by giving y'all how to leverage this opportunity. You go into the home buying process, guess what? You don't even have to make a mortgage payment. You just created a side hustle that literally can cover every area of your life. And that's just the easy one. That ain't really the game changer that I'm going to talk about at the event. There's multiple ways that you guys can go into this process, okay, and learn this process and not rush the process. I don't want you guys to go in here and be so consumed with buying a house that you leave money on the table. We're not going to do that, okay? So again, the link is in the bio. It's the Home Buying Ready Masterclass. It's going to be on March 16th. But lock into my page, guys, because every single day I'm posting step-by-step tips on different things you guys need to get prepared for, because I know what I'm going to be talking about at this event. This is my way of getting you guys in position, because so many people have attended my events in the past. So many people have, heard me talk about certain things, and they don't do nothing. They don't do nothing because they know they got challenges. So this is my way of helping you to get past your challenges and to get in position. So when I start teaching this stuff, you are ready to execute, because I want you guys to be excited about this process. I want you guys to understand this needs to be your last year paying rent. Y'all know the price of real estate is getting higher and higher. Rent is getting higher and higher. When I master replacing the batteries in electric cars, I will not care about money. Okay, when you get that one down, let me know, because I'll be a silent partner. I'm down for that. Whatever I can invest in, I'm down for it. Okay, guys, any questions? Because I've been on here like 53 minutes. I had planned to be here 30 minutes, but that's okay. But I want to make sure you guys understood what I was talking about. So tonight we was basically talking about you checking your credit, getting your 3-in-1 report, checking your personal information to have one name, one address, one employer. Go through your list of accounts to make sure you are highlighting all of your accounts that have negative history, whether it be late payments, high utilization, charge-offs, collections, foreclosures, bankruptcies, liens, judgments. All of those are considered negatives. And then your inquiries. So based on those, you want to go through all those, highlight those. And then remember I said you can call the bureaus and have them update your personal information and possibly speak to the fraud department about your inquiries. And then later on, we're going to talk about, so y'all keep watching the videos and I'll talk to you how to go through and how to do your basic disputes. But if you want to wait until the event, I'll give you guys the advanced strategies, those of you who register for gold. But if you get the basics, then again, you might want to be careful, because a lot of times these bureaus try to cut you out and be like, you sending these frivolous disputes. So you want to be careful about that. Okay. So if y'all don't have any questions, guys, I am done. Thank you guys for chiming in. The class is going to be in Houston. If you're not in the Houston area, the class is going to be streaming live. So based on how you register, okay, you're going to receive an email. The email is going to have access to online, and the email is going to have the information about being live in the room in Houston. So it just depends on how you register. But again, I want you guys to understand, if you pay attention, I don't care what's going on with your credit report. I don't care. If you pay attention over these next 3 weeks, and if you missed last week, go back and look at the videos. But if you pay attention, when you come to this event, I promise you, you're going to have everything you need, and you're going to know exactly when you can pull the trigger to go get pre-approved. For those of you who know you got another 3 to 6 months on your lease, that's perfect for you. Those of you who know your lease is already expired, you're month to month, no worries. 30 days. Once you start implementing everything that I'm going to teach you, all you need is about 30 days. Like, really. So I would say the event's March 16th. I would say no later than April 30th. Every last one of you should be ready to get pre-approved. Literally. There are some of you right now, because you haven't looked at your credit, you probably already ready. You just probably need a couple things tweaked or cleaned up so that you can move forward with the process. But if you are ready, I don't care. I don't even want to know about it. Okay? I want to teach you first. Because if you're ready now, I promise you, you're leaving money on the table. Let me tell you what I need to tell you so that you can make sure you go get all of your money that is due to you. Okay? That's what I want to be mindful of. All right, guys. Well, if y'all don't have any other questions, we are done. Y'all have a good night, and it has been a pleasure. You guys know on YouTube, I am here every Monday night for Monday Night Live at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. And then, of course, on TikTok, I also go live on Monday night at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. But I also go live almost every day on TikTok. If I don't go live, I do post a video. So every single day on TikTok, you guys, I will be posting content because there is a lot that I want to do. And TBs, sir, you are exactly correct. Credit is a scam. That's why, again, remember I said, because we know social media is censored, there is a lot I cannot say. Okay. But when we get in this room, I'm going to open up a whole can of worms. Trust me. When a home gets phone or text message, you lose your home. Yes, sir. I do tax deeds too, so I do know what you mean. Trust me, I bought a lot of tax deeds. Of course, people lost their homes, and I feel bad for them, but it is what it is. But if y'all pay attention, y'all won't have that problem. Uh, Vanessa, what kind of banks? What do you mean? What kind of banks? All right, y'all. YouTube, y'all have a good night. I'm answering questions on TikTok. Bye bye.